Hi, this is Dave in the IQ Center. I just wanted to record a quick video on how to access point clouds on our online system called Potri. Um, the first thing is the browser. You can see I'm using Firefox. Chrome on campus does not work well, but the latest version of Chrome from off campus works fine. But to I've sent a link out, but if you don't know the link, you can always go to 3d.wlu.edu. It brings up this front page here. To access the bridge model, you select this Models tab, and down in this first column is something called Bridge 1. And you can always use this address, 3d.wlu.edu/model/bridge1.html. First thing is navigating the model. So you can see the bridge here. To rotate the model, you use your left mouse wheel or your left mouse button. To zoom, you use your middle mouse wheel, and to translate, you use your left mouse button. And so you can zoom around. This is this model is this point cloud system uses a dynamically assigned points depending on how closely you're zoomed. So if it's not looking really good, you can just wait for a minute. It'll start filling in points, and it fills in more points the closer you zoom in on an object. Now, if it's lagging or not behaving right, it could be that you have a slow connection or a slow computer. I've got it set to for some pretty to make it look good. If it's lagging, you can decrease the point budget. Up here at the top, the default is 6. If you have a really fast computer and it's behaving well, you can move this up all the way to 10, and the quality will improve. But you can slide this back and forth based on how it's behaving. The other thing you can do is turn the splat quality from high to standard. That will improve. You can also turn off iDome lighting. That will make it behave a little zippier if you have a slow connection. So one thing that you may want to do is to make measurements on this model. So this set in the middle here with these green dots, that's how you make various measurements. There's volume measurements, angle measurements. To make a distance measurement, you use this 2-point object, and then you can click anywhere on the model, and it will make an anchor point. And then you can click somewhere else, and it will make another anchor, and it will give you the distance between those. So you can keep clicking along on the model, and to stop, you right-click anywhere on the screen, and it will stop making measurements. So now you can see there are measurements. It's good to rotate the model around to make sure that you actually clicked points that you intended to click. Sometimes it will click a point that's on the other side, or not exactly where you want. So it's good to rotate around and make sure that they're where you want them to be. So now these measurements are here. You can just write them down, but if you go down on this left menu bar, all those measurements are here, and it is showing you the XYZ coordinates for each point, and it gives you the distance between each point. If you click this little button here, it will copy these XYZ coordinates. The coordinate system for this model is unusual. I don't know exactly what it is, but this is somewhere around here is roughly 0, 0 in X and Y, and then Z is your elevation in this coordinate system. And so I don't know why, but that's 0, 0. And so that's how you make measurements. The other thing that's helpful is to clip part of the model away. So we can zoom down inside the bridge and try to see some of the beams, for example, but it's kind of hard to navigate. And it's kind of hard to see what you're looking at. But a way to look at the insides of models is to use a quick clipping volume. So this area right here in the middle is they're clipping tasks. So if we do clipping volume, just click that and then drag over into the model. You'll see it's previewing a box, and we can drop this anywhere. And once I drop it, I can still move my model around. And then using these red, green, and blue handles, you can drag the size of this box. So let's say I wanted to cut into this bridge and just look through the bridge. I can drag this volume here. Let me move it down a little bit. Okay. I'm going to move it all the way over outside of the model. And then I can tell it to either clip the inside or the outside. So I want to clip inside that for right now and rotate around. And you can see, I can see through the model. I can turn this off by clicking outside of it, and then I can rotate around. This will be pretty helpful to maybe make measurements of the distance between those beams or something, or to get a cross-section view. You can also see the distance between the road surface and the beams. You can get back to editing that by clicking the volume down here in the Objects panel. Then it'll bring you back to being able to edit this. Now I can slide this forward or backward and see various cross sections. We can cut it this way. And we can also clip outside instead of inside. That'll just cut out a section. And with it clipped, you can make measurements again. So if I wanted to go back to my measure tool, I can click on points on the beam. Okay, so that's how to use the online point cloud viewer in Potri.